Way too much news, and of course crossovers left, right and center, so let's get straight into it. Welcome back to another episode, guys. Let's talk about what we're getting this week, and this week we're not getting too much as far as I can tell, but we do have a lot of stuff coming from the rest of this year. So this week we're getting Thief's character day. It is his 5th character day, meaning that we'll bring along a furniture piece that we are painting of his his art that you can put on the wall. We've also got on the 11th of May Embalmer's character day. That is also his 5th character day, meaning that once again we're getting a furniture piece for him that is going to be a painting that you'll be able to put on your wall in your room. Other than that, the only thing that we'll be doing this week, as far as I can tell, is of course continuing the best performance voting event. That is the second week of the Deduction Star event. We of course got the winners from the Deduction Star event, but now we're going to be voting for whichever skins we want to get for the best performance skins. That's really cool. So all of those rewards will be running over this week as everyone gets into voting. As I said, that's pretty much all we're getting this week as far as I can tell. Maybe they'll release some special things on the day of the patch note that they sometimes do, but let's talk about what we're getting from the future. Let's begin with the minor things. I guess not really sure if they're even minor because we're getting some adjustments for some characters, and these adjustments are currently in the test server. I'll quickly go over them as fast as I possibly can because we've got Soul Weaver that's getting a bit of a buff where they've improved her web release when using her webbing, not her shooting. I think it's the one where she places it between walls, and they've increased the duration of movement speed boost when she goes through different webs up to 3 seconds. I think it was either 2 seconds or 1 second before, so she'll be able to kind of sustain that movement speed a little bit longer. Doctor's had a pretty crazy buff if you think about it. They've removed the haughty external trait that was her debuff for vaulting, so that's completely gone now, and they've made it so her self-healing progress is no longer lost when she gets hit. So if she was busy healing something up and then she kind of recovered and she didn't actually manage to heal herself up completely well, she'll be able to just use it again and finish off that little bit that she missed previously. This is really interesting, and I wonder what this is going to do to Doctor. Antiquarian's had her stacking of her disarm reduced to 6 seconds from 9 seconds I think it was originally. Batter has had his rampage, I think they called it burst, but I think it's his rampage whenever he goes into kind of his glowing orange effect, reduced from 40 seconds duration down to 20 seconds as far as I can tell, and it can now not be deactivated, so you have to use it more sparingly and more careful. I think this is a good thing for him. Lawyer's had a bit of a nerf here with his decoding speed, where his take notes passive effect, where he would get decoding speed boost increased by 1% before for every 5% of a cipher that he decodes, has now been reduced to 0.75% per every 5%, up to 15%, originally up to 20%. So that's a bit of a nerf for Lawyer in his decoding speed. Cheerleader has had her energy charge time for Motivate increased to 60 seconds. Gamekeeper has had a multitude of different changes where they've decreased the suffocation range by 25%. I think that's when he does the explosion whenever he crashes into a wall. The suffocation effect reduces survivor's movement speed by 10% and vaulting speed by 8% now, and can only be stacked twice. And they reduced his initial number of chaps to 2 and increased the energy charge time, or the cooldown time, to 60 seconds. Opera Singer has had a bit of a nerf where they've reduced her pallet destroying speed. I think that's a buff, or I'm not sure if it's a buff or a nerf there. And they changed the duration of Remnant, that is her kind of ghost things that she leaves behind, to 10 seconds, for that's how long they'll stay after she uses a Shadow Leap. And they've made a special change in general to all hunters, meaning that when the hunter is pursuing a target, it's more difficult for other survivors to enter being pursued or being chased. Not really sure how much that affects things. Maybe that will affect things like the chase persona web trait, and maybe also survivors traits that interact with being chased and stuff like that. So that's interesting. Now we've talked about adjustments and stuff like that, let's talk about the winners. That means skins that we'll be getting in the next year or so for the winners of the Deduction Star 2024 competition voting thingamajiggy. In the global server, the winners were Journalist, Composer, and Fool's Gold, and in the China server, it was Patient, Cheerleader, and Hermit, meaning that we'll be getting 6 individual Deduction Star skins this year / next year, I guess, as well. So that's really, really impressive. This is the first time I think that we've had 6. I think previous times we've had 5 maximum. So well done, guys, for voting for 6 different characters. Now for some new content. They've just revealed Season 31 Essence 1, all the skins that we'll be getting. The S tier skin is going to be for Lawyer. It's a very interesting, weird looking skin. We've got an A tier for Sia that you can see could have been held in Lawyer's hand as far as I can tell, and an A tier for Geisha. The Geisha skin looks absolutely fantastic. I know some people are complaining about the fact that Geisha does get quite a lot of skins, but this is a really, really good looking skin. This essence will be coming on the 23rd of May, so it's not too far away overall. Now for the crossover section of this video, because we've got a lot to talk about. The first thing that I want to talk about is Identity V's crossover that is going to be with the Conan Doyle estate. This should be a Sherlock Holmes crossover. I'm not really sure what this will bring. I'm assuming it will bring 2 skins, maybe maybe one skin of Sherlock and one skin for Watson. I really hope they don't go for Mercenary again, because we already have a kind of detective skin for Mercenary, but who knows what we'll get there. We've got another crossover. There's going to be a part 2 of a crossover, as we're getting part 2 of the Sanrio crossover, the Sanrio characters crossover, bringing 2 skins that is a Bloody Queen skin and a Cheerleader skin. And these skins look absolutely amazing. I love these skins. I kind of want them. I don't even play Bloody Queen or Cheerleader, but I can imagine these skins are only going to be for Echoes. I really can't remember if they were for Echoes for the last crossover. You guys can tell me down below, or I might just add it to the video. Now, I think what most people are most excited about is the news that Persona 5 crossover is finally coming back again. Both the crossover for 1 and part 2 will be coming back with their essences this August, as far as we can tell, meaning that there's going to be a lot of skins coming back in the summer. And there's also going to be a part 3, as far as I understand. I'm not really sure if I can confirm this. I didn't really understand it too well. I think that's going to be coming sometime this year or next year as well. And that's really, really exciting. A lot of people have been asking for Persona 5, and this hasn't been out since, well, I don't know, before I even started playing Identity 5 at this point. So I've never actually experienced the Persona 5 crossovers. This is going to be super exciting. A minor collaboration or crossover that we've got coming relatively soon, I hope it's going to be soon, we don't really know, is the Identity 5 and China Academy of Art crossover. This is something that we've talked about in the past. It was something that they announced, and it's just a collaboration with some artists, some people that are learning to be artists and stuff like that. They've made an announcement to say that there will be a skin or multiple skins that you'll be able to get for free by completing the event whenever that event comes, and there'll also be at least one 80th skin that will be available in the store for Echoes or Fragments. I've seen some art pieces from the actual collaboration that different artists have put in a gallery or something like that. There's skins for like Wu Chang and also for Lucky Guy. They all look really, really good, but I'm unsure if those will be the kind of things that we can expect from the crossover. They could just be initial kind of arts that people are doing. But if those arts are anything that we can take as a reference, they're going to be absolutely amazing skins, possibly the best Wu Chang skins you can actually get in the game. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Okay, let's move on from crossovers now to other kind of skin related things, or different kind of skin collections that we'll be getting soon, because they've just announced that there are going to be even more Ivory Tower skins coming this September, as far as I can tell, and that will also include the first Hunter Ivory Tower skin. We haven't yet had one yet, so that's really exciting. If you don't know what the Ivory Tower skins are, they are skins that are B tiers, and they are usually in the store for 60 Echoes only, so very cheap to get, and really, really worth it if you really like those B tier skins. Identity 5 has also announced an autism charity project that will bring an A tier skin for Toy Merchant. That possibly means that part of the money that you put towards purchasing that Toy Merchant skin will go towards an autism charity. I believe that will also mean that the skin is only going to be available for Echoes, but who can tell? There's also going to be an Identity 5 esports series coming soon, including skins for Mercenary, Cheerleader, Prisoner, and Antiquarian. We have a kind of good look more or less at what they look like, and they've also said that there's going to be a skin coming for a mystery hunter. Unsure if it's one of the ones that they've just announced, the new hunter that they've just announced, or if it's going to be another hunter that comes sometime later this year, maybe part of the Hullabaloo event that I'm going to be talking about soon. But either way, there's going to be a skin for that. On the topic of Hullabaloo, they've just announced that there's going to be another story mode event. This is going to be the 4th story mode event, as we had the Time of Reunion, then we had Ashes of Memory Part 1 and Ashes of Memory Part 2. So there's not going to be an Ashes of Memory Part 3, but we are getting a story centered around the Moonlit River Park kind of part that's connected to quite a lot of different characters. In the trailer that they announced, we could see Acrobat. That was the only character that we could see, and we could see some footsteps that could indicate that Acrobat is going to be the next character that has a split Identity 5 Hunter mode, if you could say. So that's going to be really exciting. I wonder what they do with that. Apparently, according to NetEase, that will be released in November 2024, but NetEase is very famously known for delaying these kind of story events, so we might not even see this. You never know, maybe NetEase has improved their little system for how they do the story events. This next thing is something that I'm not too excited about, because I already feel like we have too many of these, but we're getting another game mode this summer, and it's going to be called the Copycat Game Mode. We already have over 6 extra game modes in Identity 5. I don't think we need 7, in my personal opinion, but I guess you guys will tell me that I'm wrong, but that's fine. This event has a little description that includes this. I'm just going to read it how it is. Participating players will be divided into 3 camps to battle it out in the image of survivors. During this process, the 3rd camp will interfere with the situation in order to gain their own victory. Who knows what that means? This game mode might just be a small one. I hope it is just something that's kind of part of an event and not going to be permanent, but who knows? Something that a lot of people are excited about, other than Persona 5, is the reveal of 3 characters that they've just announced, including 2 survivors and 1 hunter that should be coming this year. The 2 survivors include the survivor Knight, also known as Richard Sterling, that I think a lot of people are excited about, and the survivor Pharaoh Lady, that is to do with gambling as far as I understand, and her name is Evelyn Mora. Then we've got the hunter that is called Goatman. It's a very interesting name for a character and an also interesting concept. I'm very excited about it. I actually really like this design, and his name is Jeffrey Bonavita. This character is going to be coming in the summer. The other 2 characters, I don't really know when they'll be coming. They should be coming probably a little bit later than him. But either way, these characters all look very cool in their unique designs, and I'm really curious to see what they all do. There are also a few things that NetEase revealed in the NetEase Q&A that they do every month or so. They revealed that the next season rank rewards are going to be for Evil Reptilian, Explorer, and for Cowboy. The S tier one is going to be for Evil Reptilian, and then the A tier are going to be for the other 2. Then the next Logic Path skin is going to be for Barmaid, so that's going to be for season 32. And they've also mentioned a ton of things that they are considering changing about Identity 5. I'll put a few of the things on the screen. If you're looking for some more IDV content to kind of keep you going until all of this new content comes out, well, I just revealed a story video or a lore video for Disciples. So I really hope you guys enjoy that one. It's on the screen right now.